Welcome to the first episode of my modded Skyrim playthrough. I forgot to start recording earlier, and I'm up to level 5. I've completed a few quests. The centerpiece of this mod pack is a mod known as Legacy of the Dragonborn, in which you build up a museum by collecting relics and placing them in there. It's a form of and it generates you some passive income. The mod also includes probably the kindest high elf in the entirety of the game. Right now, I'm doing one of the Creation Club quests, Caught in a Web. You search Cronenvar Cave for 2 heroes. Ooh, the game's lagging. Wow, I forgot how many resources it took to record while doing it, so I'm gonna have to... Yeah, you can't really change the settings much in-game, so it's a little laggy. But Legacy of the Dragonborn is a DLC-sized mod. I'm also running with this Ordinator. Why don't I just... This will show my installed mods, right? The creations, too. Yes. So, I'm running the unofficial patch and the unofficial Creation Club patch. Legacy of the Dragonborn. This is compatibility between the Wraithguard and Sunder Vault from Creation Club and Legacy of the Dragonborn, because there was an area that overlapped, and this is to fix that. This is to add an area to display the Creation Club stuff in the Legacy of the Dragonborn. Sky UI. Baron's Eye quest markers, a very handy mod. I highly recommend. Ooh. I just rolled way down suddenly. This mod's a little handy thing. Most of the time I ignore it, but it makes wood piles, containers that usually have alchemy ingredients. Like I said, I don't actually interact with them often. It just, well, Scorched Hammer Forge and Lunar Forge get a bit more functionality. You're able to craft them. Yeah. Jar and Root. You can plant the jar in the root that you get instead of using it, or you can harvest it from a singular plant in the entirety of the game in a hidden location. This is to deal with a reoccurring issue that I had with an older version of this pack, where equipping certain items would make it so NPCs only said the stop playing with fire danger quote, which was causing some issues. And I'm scrolling back down the bottom again. Down here, there's Ordinator. Here's a bunch of patches. Here's a bunch of patches for things. Inigo. Also, I have AHO in here, Dwarf Sphere. Inigo, very good follower. I have a jewelry limiter. Hopefully don't need to use it. It's a fallback thing in case of errors. It allows you to change how many jewelry pieces you can have equipped at a time. So, it's one of those things. I have it there in case of fixing, in case of issues. That's what NPC protection tweaks is about as well, and there should be another one. Here's the Inigo mod does have a confliction with Blood Chill, which is what this is for. Basically, the one area in the entire game that the Inigo mod changes includes the hillside that Blood Chill Manor is situated in. And then there should be room. I'm not seeing it on this list, but there's also a mod for the safe house section of the museum, which I will be briefly returning to after I complete this and Gallows Hall. Now, not everything in this is going to be 100% accurate to the original creations, due to the patches. I really should have brought more heals, but, oh well. So, a level up. Alright. As I mentioned before, I am running Coordinator. I really need to deal with my diseases, but I keep forgetting. I'm gonna put 2 perks into there. And yeah. This is an area added by the challenge creation, the Kronvar Brood there, where the boss added to this dungeon is located. Hello. The boss is just in the next room here, but there's a chest back here. Nothing major, but handy nonetheless. So I want to bait these spiders to come at me so that there's 2 ghosts that will spawn once the broodmother spawns in, and they'll help you in combat against the broodmother. So my goal is to get rid of these so that both of the champions will just focus the broodmother, who's up there at the moment. Start your animation, come on. There she is. Now, she holds the record as the largest frostbite spider in all of Skyrim, and one of the strongest, as she will level with you up to level 2, up to I think level 255. Now, I'm wearing gear from the Relics of the Crusader, but they're only considered replicas because of... well, they're changed to replica versions, not the real ones, by Legacy of the Dragonborn Creation Club patches. So, because it is something that exists within both Legacy of the Dragonborn and via a creation. Ow. Yes. That is an Ordinator thing. I put a point into the light armor tree, which gets you a small amount of light armor XP over time while you're in combat. Okay, backing off to heal. Now if I can get her to de-aggro, I'll get a higher regen rate, and I'll be able to start it off with a sneak attack. She doesn't often like to be aggro, so... Where are the two champions? Their ghosts just spawned already. Ah, is that them? Yes, that's them. Okay, they spawned in. There we go. You can absolutely cheese her. Now, if you have arachnophobia, I'd skip like 20 seconds from this point because, yeah, the back texture on her freaks me out as well. Her back is made entirely of smaller spiders just clustered together. I came here to get the Fist of Genwolf, Ice Carver. Okay, so they changed it from the Frostblade of the Monarch to Ice Carver. And the Fist of Ragnolf are here. It's a slight stat downgrade over the original. Yeah, I guess I'll take all of this. It's resources. Yeah, my next location I'm going to is called Gallows Hall, but I still have one last thing to do around here, which is that this place is host to stuff from a second creation, Pets of Skyrim. To be exact, this is where you can get the pet frostbite spider, Arachnia. So, entrance is that way. This is that first main room where you fight spiders. There's a button here. In here there's vampires. Why they use a fire trap for their entrance, I don't know. Being that, you know, they're vampires. Oh! Frost and fire damage. This is better than I thought it was. And it has especially effective against undead's tag. So vampires are absolutely decimated by this thing. Normally it's just a 30-point frost enchant. So it lost some base damage, but its enchantment is better, and ooh, that's a good number of charges. It normally has a lot less charges than that. Harvesting frostbite spider venom. Some potent frostbite spider venom, which is why I was ignoring the venoms in the cave, because you can get a better one from Arachnia. The small blue frostbite spider in there. There's a pet who will follow you around and you can harvest venom from. Very good if you're going hard into alchemy and like into your poisons. Come with me. So now I have Arachnia. Arachnia can spin a web trap, or you know, once she has venom ready to harvest, you can harvest venom from her. Did they remove that one vampire thrall? Vanilla, there should also be a vampire thrall around here, but here he is dead. Oh, take his stuff, though. I need it for the museum. Now, I don't normally run two-handed weapons, but in this case, I definitely like Ice Carver. But now I'm heading across the river to a location that is known as Mars Eye Pond, as that is the setting for the Gallows Hall creation. Oh. This is the horse from the one of the horses from the Wild Horse creation. The red one. The easiest of the group to get, just because of its location. Okay, this is not going to go well. Physics was not on my side. That's all I can say. Now, normally there's 3 artifacts obtainable from Gallows Hall. I do not know if this has changed with Legacy of the Dragonborn's patches and such. The items from the creation are as follows. The Bloodworm Helm. 25% bonus to conjuration spells, 25% damage against undead. What it doesn't tell you about that is that applies to spells as well, of any variety. So, like, turn undead, for example, that's 25% more effective. Or any reanimation spells used on an undead target are also more effective, which can allow you to raise, like, draw the Death Lords. And it comes to this, and in here as well is the Staff of Worms, a Staff of Dead Thrall, which, yes, you can get as early as you want. You just need to be able to fight your way through the mud crabs outside, because in this place it's a puzzle, and I'll give you the walkthrough. This will be my 3rd time doing it over the past 3 days. Unless it's changed, it should go as follows. If you want to take this, you can pick up the journal to read it. You don't need to. Come over here, read this note. You can read through it if you want. It basically tells you what order to take the torches out. Which is that you need to take out... There's 8 torches in here, right into each of these flags, and you need to go in the correct order. Correct order being Morthal, to Falkreath, to Nightgate Inn, to Fort Dunstad. And that grants you access to Staff of Worms over here, which you're going to want to take, equip, and bring over to this with the skeleton in the coffin here. Charge it up, release, open his inventory, and take the key. You're then heading over to this safe, where you'll loot it and get the Bloodworm Helm, our 2nd item of the set. You have to read this note. You don't actually have to read it, you just have to open it, which leads you to this Shrine of Vermina, so you can sleep and enter a dream state. There's a bedroll here for you to use for that. So you sleep after activating the Shrine of Vermina, and you enter the dream realm. You have to search Necromancer's coffins for the other 3 Dreamer Soul Gems. That one's in that one. One of them's out in the open in that skeleton's inventory, and the last is in here. Loud noise, you're back to present. Read this note. You have to at least take it as you're putting these soul gems in, or it doesn't work as far as I'm aware. And this transforms the 4 Dreamer Soul Gems into black soul gems. You can repeat this with greater soul gems. I think they have to be filled though. And if we come down here, we'll get our third unique item added by this creation. Okay, they removed it from here. If you're playing through on vanilla, there will be the Helm of Orion Bearclaw here on this candle, or here on this table. If you are running Legacy of the Dragonborn, remember to take all the books, because there's the library. That's why I got my horse, in case I become over-encumbered. Map updated, nice. Ooh, this strong box is usually empty. Slight upgrade. I'm going to loot every single item from this house. Just in case I don't already have it at the museum. And if not, well, you got automatic sorting storage, which is another amazing feature that Legacy of the Dragonborn comes with. Here I am over encumbered now. So I'll teach you the next trick, which is if you are over encumbered, don't want to drop anything, there are a few ways to increase your speed. I believe you can still silent roll while sneaking, but I don't have that perk. So, did you know that walking with a bow out and drawn, so I take my hunting bow, pull it out, knock an arrow, and you might note a increased movement speed due to it. That is because the movement speed of your character with a bow is independent from over-encumberment, and they do not stack. In fact, the bow prioritizes, so you gain an increase in movement speed while doing it. Now, this place is a really cool building. It's a necromancy themed house, so if you're playing a necromancer, it's a really nice place to go with. My favorite thing about it is you can get a bunch of skulls here, and I like collecting skulls. But one of the best features about this place is in this room, where you have something known as the Bone Forge. Here's the notes on it. You can read it here. Basically, it's that weird thing behind me here. I can accept up to 5 items, and you can put all 5 on. But you only you're only given 3 of them in the structure itself. So what a lot of people will do is just put those 3 down, which is bone meal, a greater soul gem, and frost salts. If you activate it with those 3 items on the bone forge, you get a bone mint. No duration, and does not take up the slot of a summon. There are 3 options to summon, with the others being a Mistman or a Wrathman. The Wrathmen are the heavy armor wielding versions of these guys from the Soul Cairn. And the Mistmen are the mages. They float and shoot spells. I believe they use Ice Spike most of the time. But yeah, basically, this is a... Also, technically, this counts as player home now. I've completed the quest, so this is a player home now. You could send, like, your pets here. There is not housing for followers or a spouse here, I don't think. There might be. I don't think I've tested it. But I believe when I was going through a playthrough a while back, I couldn't, when I had my character Mary. Oh well. Sadly, no weapon fork. Yeah. Ah, yes. One of the powerful vegetable soup. Vegetable soup you can make, and if you repeatedly eating it stacks. And you can therefore use that to regain infinite stamina. There's people who have beaten Skyrim using only a shield, and that's their tactic. They end up going for the Targe of the Flooded, which has a stacking lead effect on Shield Bash. This place is full of good resources. So, even if you don't plan on living here, it might be worthwhile going here just to clear it out. And that allows me to go around. Yeah, I'll tally the total haul I've gotten near the end. That's almost half of this room cleared out. There's still this case here, over near the Shrine of Vermina. That has a iron greatsword. Reports of Madness, Void. You see this stuff. This place is things like Void Salt too. So it is like mega worth clearing out because of the rare resources you can get here. It's even got some nails. There's a cauldron. A bunch of alchemy ingredients stored in this coffin here. One that you can open and loot. More soul gems and soul gem shards. Good if you have the arcane archer pack in addition to this. There's a chest here. Decent loot. Oh yes, there's one of the ever useful buckets with a handle. Most notable. One of the uses I've just recently seen for it was in someone's Skyrim without walking. They played on controller, and the thing they banned was the use of the left stick. I do highly recommend you go look it up on YouTube. It's pretty good. Yeah, so there's a skeleton, and that's everything. I have emptied out the Gallows Hall creation, and I'm currently carrying 600 worth of weight. So now I draw my bow to get that slight increase to walk speed, and I head back to the museum, where I press the button, automatically put. Oh, one moment. I'll press the thing. Automatically place all the items that I have that can go on displays that don't have something already displayed in their place. There's my horse. It has its own fast travel point, which is very handy. And it's located right next to the Blue Palace, which, you know, is a vibe. Oh, is my air conditioner picking me up? RIP, but and now I'm here. Yeah, not even next to it. It's literally attached to the Blue Palace here. And basically, you'll get passive income proportional to how many items you have displayed. I currently have 61 displays set up from a few relics I collected already. You need to get at least 3 to get in here. Plus, you can display different armors that you've collected over your run. In the Hall of Heroes, I want to say it's called. Here's the main room. It's a little barren. I did fill out this section. I'm wearing the stuff that I didn't put in here. I'm wearing a mix of the light and heavy armors for more XP. For just flat out more XP overall. It makes me slightly weaker for now, but it's worthwhile in my personal opinion. But yeah, when you come in and you got stuff you want to display, you can just activate this, and you just gotta wait for a bit. And it'll give you a small pop-up when it's done. There are several halls in this place, which I will show you in a moment. As soon as it's done sorting the displays, I'm going to put away everything excess I have in here, which is an auto-sort chest. You can put miscellaneous items, scrolls, potions, keys. I don't think it sorts book. Yes, it does. It sorts books out. Oh, I should have read all my books. Yeah, he's loud. why did I end up picking the two loudest followers that I could choose out of all of them? But after this, I'll give you a quick tour of the place. Now, I do have the item, unless it's already been taken. Isis Stalrum Spoon of Assassination, which is a item hidden within this place. There are 3 raised stones you must hit within a time limit, one after another, and then get to where it is hidden in a time limit as well. The first of them is actually right here. It used to be over here, but this is a newer thing. You can tell it's putting a bunch of items away because of how long it's taking. And in all technicality, this mod is technically lore friendly, which is, really cool. A few downsides. This mod, if you install it, you have to have a new save for it, just because of what it ends up, how much it changes. This is a DLC-sized mod. Alright, probably what also took a while was it having to sort through my entire inventory. Oh, it can't sort them out yet. No. Alright, fine. I'll just take this with me upstairs to the safe house. I believe you get the safe house for 50 items displayed. I came in here, I walked in, I hit the display, I hit that thing to start displaying everything. And I got 61 displays off the bat. So I came in with a lot more than you would average come in. Usually you'll end up with like 17 or so off the bat. Minimum 3, because there's 3 items you need to get before you're allowed access into the museum. Alright. Here's the safe house. In here is the crafting room, as well as a few options for display. Here's the clutter chest. I believe that now if I put the weapons in here, it should auto-sort them to their correct storage locations. Okay, it didn't put some stuff away. I guess it doesn't think about the, Right, this is the sorting chest, right? Or is... Oops. Now, the cool thing is, any crafting materials sorted via this chest will actually be pulled from by oh, did it put away my two-handed sword? I'm gonna keep the backpack so I can go put those downstairs. No, I mean maybe I got extras. I don't know. If I need to, I'll come back up and get them. Food even gets sorted out of here, so... it's very handy. Now, depending, I may need to get the mod that increases what it can sort. There's a mod that increases what this sorting chest can actually do to include other mods, and I don't know if I'm going to have to do that. Okay, I'm going to have to go through my books and at least open them, make sure there's nothing tied to any of them. Now, I believe books get sorted somewhere else, actually. I believe I can go over here, put my books here to get them sorted into the library. Another book, huh? Yeah, I'll just take all the books down to the library. Oh yes, there's cards here. So the cards, if you collect the 13 cards of the same suit, as it were, like, you see I have 4 and 6 of draconians, or 4 and 6 of demons, 4 of draconians, 3 of mystics, 4 of mystics, and the queen of mystics, as well as 2 and 5 of walls. If you collect the whole 13 set per suit, each one individually gives you a really cool bonus. Oh yeah, the curator's guide is handy because you can use it to read about the museum. I'm just gonna put all non-quest books in here. And ah yes, 24 skulls. One of the things that I did a long time ago was I had fully built a Hearthfire house. I'm like, what do I do next? Since I've already killed every major boss and most of the minor bosses that I could find. I'm just like, I'm gonna go see how many skulls I can collect. And the Hearthfire basement, where you can put all of the shrines in, I failed with the just like skull item, not like troll skulls mixed in there. Nah, just the skulls. There's actually a somewhat unique skull, the Ancient Traveler's Skull. You can find that over. I think I know precisely. I think I can show precisely where it is, because yeah, it's in this pass here. Like down here is where the Nightgate Inn is. It's through this pass here that you can find it. Up here is where the house added by the Indigo mod is, and Blood Chill's like over here. Yeah, here's that tower that we used to get up into this section and around here. Right now, I'm just waiting for the sorting chest to do its thing. And anything it can't sort will get put into the clutter chest. Here. It'll tell me when it's done sorting, so. You're loud. Now, what's handy is this wall here is actually a configurable thing. You can actually, this is like a config menu basically right here. Over here you can activate a supply planner. This will add, if you're not much for fast travel and you don't plan on like fast traveling back and forth, and you don't want to So this is a spell that will if you activate this, you get a spell added to your spell list. Basically, if you have items that can be like materials and stuff, as per your settings in here, it will remove them from your inventory and put them into your crafting system, aka the things spread across this room in the different containers. Also allows you to remotely access it. If you don't want to use that, and you don't like fast traveling back and forth from places, this is a thing you can do to get items being sent directly here over time. Basically what activating this will do, I'm still waiting for it to finish sorting. It's nearly done. And this is where you can do some toggles on the system. Basically, if enabled, Craft Loot will automatically loot the relevant containers from the safe house. Using a crafting station, return the items to you once you are done. By default, it only works for locations added by Legacy of the Dragonborn, but you can enable a global toggle. The activation prompt is a menu that appears before crafting to confirm that you want to use Craft Loot. So yeah, basically, you can make it so that any forge anywhere in the world you use will automatically pull from these materials here. Let's see, are there any unsortables? These are apparently unsortable items. They don't fit into any category. I need my lockpicks back. And what ended up over here in clutter? They probably should have ended up over here. Like in all reality. And activate the book return. This is called the book return. Basically, you can put your books into it. This is where it was. And if you head down to... you can also store your keys here. Here's dining hall. You can display your plates there. It's a nice full table here. There's our kitchen. With a working spigot. There's a storage closet. A refrigerator. A nice shelf for some stuff to be displayed on. There's also an upstairs, as well as an arms and armor room. You can put items in here, and the museum, and basically the museum curator will sell them for you over time. Oh, Arachnia has venom to harvest. Yeah, basically all the weapons and armors that you don't put on display, you can sort out into those. Up here, we have an unfurnished room here, which you can furnish. The player's room. Here's where you can store those fate cards I was talking about before. Here you can set outfits for different tasks, as well as get a spell to be able to change your outfits remotely. Very handy. You can even set yourself different armors. 3 armor sets, travel attire, hunting gear, and ceremonial armor. As well as several formal attires, casual attires, swimwears, etc. Here's where all of your miscellaneous clothing gets sent to. Here's where all the jewelry is sent to. They've got some nicely designed soap and a brush. A bath. You can sit in. And you can turn on water flowing in here. And the other unfurnished guest room, which you can use for your followers if you have the right mods set up for them. Up here is other accesses to the book return. This is a door to the outside, as is this. There are 2 different accesses to a balcony, which leads out and around into... You can get back into the Hall of Heroes with them. Down here's where museum staff ends up sleeping. I think the curator... I think this is the curator's room. Let me open the door, please. The boneman is very... here he is. And there's the gauntlets of the Crusader, because I stopped moving those. No, those are just the replicas, but they shine like the regulars for effect. I put my sword down here. Down here, we have the Armory and the Hall of Wonders. I'll start with the Armory. The Armory is where collected arms and armors will end up going. So, like, I've collected hide bracers and boots, and they got auto-sorted here. Here's the collection of the Imperial armor pieces I have so far. I still need the Penitentius Oculus armor, and I need the shield. I don't have an Imperial shield. I have these pieces of the Windhelm gear, which you may know the Stormcloaks wear. And here's my collection of iron it doesn't put the iron arrows up for some reason, and I don't know why. You used to be able to manually place everything here, but now you have to do it through the remote access. Here's the steel gear I've collected so far. Forsworn gear I've collected. And down here's where the storage, where you can see all the items that are actively displayed in the armory. So now I head back into the main hall, the Hall of Heroes, and into the Hall of Wonders. This is where the Creation Club stuff goes. Alright. So, starting. These are from the curios. The rare curios creation. These are spots for that stuff. Over here as well. And then you have places for the different fish you can catch. The fishing clothing set, as well as the books from the fishing creation. The 2 Ethereum dynamo cores you can get your hands on. The fishing maps. The fishing rods, the 4 different ones. The rings, the selection of rings you can obtain. As well as a amulet. The 2 special type of war axes added by it, and then just a regular variant of the weapon. As well as more storage for fish in here and there. Coming into this hall, there's a lot of space. Here's Ice Carver, so I'll take that. The different staffs added by the staff one. Now, I've not heard of many of these weapons, so these are probably renamed. Here we see a mage backpack and a hunter backpack. No space for the adventure backpack, huh? Here's where the brawlers here can be. They have a fortify unarmed enchantment. Oh, Headsman's Cleaver goes here. More brawler stuff. The Ironwood stuff. Here's where the Spell Knight gear goes. More brawler arm gear. This is from the Blackbone Isle stuff. Deadman's Dread player home. This is the Goblin creation. Here's the Saturnalia display. This is the display for Pets of Skyrim. Here's a mini Arachnia. You can display the animal collar and the animal pack here. This is for champions. This is for the champions of the Civil War, and here you can see the 2 different horse armor displays. I don't have them yet. And here's the map of wild horses and the one that I've already tamed. This is for the iron or the steel horse armor, and here's for the elven one, depending on your aesthetic. These are for each of the spell tomes you can obtain from the necromantic grimoire creation, as well as the armors you can get. Bound quiver, the different arrow types. Dragon piercer, that's the first I've heard of that. Dwemer arrow diagram, telekinesis, arrows, spells from that one bonus spell one. Ancient restoration tome. Huh. Rhyme Link and Bloodthirst. And this is for the well, you got the Warlock's Mark and all that there. We go downstairs. This is for the Dwarven Mud Crab creation here. in here is for the tribunal creation. Lots of stuff there. Here's all the Crimson Dirk ones. There's a bunch. Cutting it short, here's the Alien Lich and Daedric Horse spots for the Alien Ruin one. I can never remember what it's called. You can put the Great Welkin Stone here. And here's where you can display a staff and I guess nothing on that one. Over here we have the Bone Wolf creation. Where you can put the Totem Bone and the spell tome, Teleport Bone Wolf there. And here's the Zombies creation, which I could actually go and do right now. Here's for the Nyx Hound, more Crimson Dirk stuff. These are all the alternate the Crimson Dirk stuff is the armor from ESO. This is for the Nordic Jewelry creation here. This is from the Silver Hand, the Vigil armor sets creation. Over here you have some of the stuff for the Four Seasons one, as is what this display is for. Here's the Remnant armor from the Remnant one. And here's the Netch leather here. Spot. And in here, we have the one for the quest Balance of Power. From the Saints and Seducers. This is there's a lot of stuff in the Saints and Seducers display. But that's everything. That's the Creation Club Hall. Oh, also there's some alchemy ingredient replicas here. The crossbows. There we go. Now that's everything. Is there something that goes here? Oh, the juvenile mud crab you can display there. Yeah, this museum can hold many, many items. Because every vanilla armor set has a display in that armory as well. Here we have the East exhibit halls. Which is, in here you have the Daedric Gallery. This is where the Daedric, this is one thing added by the mod. The Grey Cowl of Nocturnal goes here. Keg Breaker, which is a fun one. These are added by it. Spear of Bitter Mercy. It says multiple spears exist, but that Scourge, which is now part of one of them. Nerve Shatterer, which you can get. Bow of Shadows, that's a fun one. Sanguine Rose, the Ring of Nimira goes here. The Mace of Molag Bal, Spellbreaker, Jiggalag Sword, Umbra, Mask of Clavix Vial, Shadowrend, nothing. Mehrunes Razor, the Bitter Cup, the Neb Krasin, Blade of Treachery, Goldbrand, the Ebony Blade, the Skeleton Key. And then we have the downstairs. Here's where you can display the Sigil Stone. Here's the display for Mirac, the Ogma Infinium, and all the Black Books, as well as the Mirac armor set. Wabbajack, the Fork of Horribilation, Azura Star, Dawnbreaker, the Rueful Axe, Voldrung, the Ebony Mail, the Savior's Hide, the Skull of Corruption, Ruin's Edge, the Ring of Hircine, and the Staff of Sheogorath. Go in here. And if we travel over to the Hall of Oddities, this is where the Woodsman's Friend, Angie's Bow, Helge Sword, Poacher's Axe, Shagrol's Warhammer, and Roki's Ancestral Shield go. Now, those are not commonly encountered items, so if you've never encountered them, it's not that big of a surprise. Hesman's Axe, Baldrick's Greatsword, Queen Fredis' Sword, Draven's Bow, Amaran's Family Sword, Alessandra's Dagger, and Hrolfdir's Shield, as well as the Ancient Nordic Pickaxe, Rock Splinter, the Notched Pickaxe, and Hoarfrost over here. As well as a bunch of jade statues and the jade skull. Here's where you can display all of your decks. There's also coins that you can put on display here. Plenty of them. This is where Ice's Spoon will go if you display it. I have it favorited so it won't go. Oh, I did forget to show one section of the player's home. This is where all the Falmer related stuff are. These are going to be displays relating to things that you get as you clear stuff. There's a display case where I can't directly put something in there. Spear of the Snow Prince goes here, as well as this is a portal frame looking thing. This is also a Dwemer gallery. You can put the Ash Extractor there. Here's the Focusing Crystal, the Essence Extractor, the Dwemer Puzzle Cube. Some more cubes, a Dwemer Attunement Sphere, Keening, Wraithguard, and Sunder. The Resonance Gems. The cubes from the control pedestals, Visage of Musand, Dwemer Lexicon, Spider Control Rod, and the Conductor. These are all ones from the spots from the mod, and the Tonal Staff of Kagranas, as well as the Gem Socket Kit. And over here, Vic Dwemer exhibit. Here's spots for the Ethereal Crown, Staff, and Shield. Now, I do not know if you can actually obtain all three of them. Can. Cool. You might be able to just make the replicas of the ones you don't pick, though. Here's the library, so I'll head there next. And sort from the book return. Also, here's where all of your books will be displayed. So I'm gonna sort books, and any books that will go to any of these shelves that aren't already filled will be placed here now. These are bookcases where you can store your own books, and anything that doesn't get sorted onto one of those shelves gets put into those, which are alphabetized. So the book returns is gone. Now you update the catalog list. While I'm doing that, I'll open up here, where this is where some of the rarer stuff is, like the Book of the Dragonborn and such. The Ethereum Wars. And here's a printing press where you can make copies of books. Right now I can make Chimaveridium, Souls Black and White, and the Wolf Scream. And here's where you can access your paper and leather from your storages upstairs. Oh yes, here's a quill that a cool quill you can find. And here's where the Dragonstone will get placed. At least once you've gotten that. St. Job's Opus. And several other things, including all of the different treasure maps you can get your hands on. There's a lot of them. But that's basically it for the library. It's not a super massive room. Next up, the Dragonborn Hall. This is, when you do a major quest, something will be placed in this room. Now there's a button over here that opens up this section, which, if you visit there, if you go down to the end of it, it'll allow you to talk to the curator and get the place tidied up. This, when you compare it geographically out the exterior to where this is under the Blue Palace, which is, yes, referenced. This is where all your displays for, like, skulls and heads mostly will go. Plagueis' hip bone, Hobbs' remains, Arvok's skull, the ancient traveler's skull, which I mentioned earlier. Also, Thieves' Guild, the ancient vampire pieces from that one quest. Oh, you can put a werewolf pelt up there. Here's some Dark Brotherhood stuff. You get something from each of the ones you kill. Here's Thieves' Guild stuff. Garstag skull, the skull from Gilburn. And the goal of this playthrough is to try and fill every display. Over here's some AHO stuff. Yeah. So yeah, this room will get more fancy for every major accomplishment you get, like mainline quests and Skyrim's base main quest, as well as the Dawnguard and Dragonborn main quest lines will have stuff there too, as well as this mod's main quest line. And here's the nature area. You can get taxidermy animals for this place. I don't have anything for this set, do I? No. Yeah, you can, if you activate these plaques, you can start building, displays. You need certain drops from each of them, though, for it to work. And here you actually have, because each of these named dragons for the displays will actually drop their own, a unique item. Here's some salmon on display. And here's where you can choose. One moment. Sorry about that. Something I had to do urgently. I still don't know how to video edit, which is why that's still going to be it. I really need to learn that soon. And other than that one other thing that I mentioned, not showing about the main room, well, the player's room. Here's the balcony, by the way. This mod also has a compatibility thing for the Dev Avesa Wemmer airship that you can obtain, which is really cool. Eventually, it becomes a place where you can automatically dock your airship at. So, there's one secret to this room. Behind this, there's a lever. Now, to someone keen of eye, you can actually notice that it's not the same wall across. If you open this up, in here, there's a place for you to store treasure. You can, basically, you put your gold in this, you insert your gold into the storage there, and it'll start filling up this room with gold. Now, if you get the King Orgrim's coffer, the King Orgrim's coffer, when placed in here, will generate about, like, 40 gold a day. Yeah, I believe that's a full tour of this place. I think there's also a greenhouse, but I think you have to build that. If it is built, it's going to be off of here. But I believe you have to get that built later. Yeah, you have to get it built, but you'll get a greenhouse here. And then you can build an explorer's guild off the side of this once you've done a few quests specific to it, cutting out this section of wall, and the Dev Avesa gets to park there. But that'll be it for the first episode. Sorry if it ended up being a bit boring overall, but it's a good idea to know just like the general gist of the goal of this series, to fill out this museum. Yeah. That'll be me signing off for the day. Have a good one.